Hey everyone, this is Nona again with another Kibbe style video. Today I am covering romantics. Someone who isn't Marilyn Monroe. Someone requested that and I totally agree. We need to move on and look at someone else because Marilyn is very fascinating. There's just a lot of diversity out there. So today we're looking at another romantic, Drew Barrymore. Now, before I get into this, I just wanted to remind you all that I am offering my personal consultation services, which I will link below. Option 1 is a very in-depth video that I record. It's very similar to these videos, except I go over your photos instead of a celebrity's. The other option is a more concise written version where I don't go into as much detail, but it is still very insightful. So click the link below and make sure you read through all of it and email me first before purchasing anything because it takes a lot of photos. You have to get the photos right for me to be able to do the analysis as best as I can. So thanks for listening to that and let's get into it. So I know a lot of the time I go into what doesn't work first, but lately with these very delicate Kibbe types, I think it's just much better to go over what works first so you can really see the kind of beauty of these types. So let's start. Drew Barrymore. I really feel like she has come into her style the more she has aged and grown into herself. She was like a party girl in the 90s, and she definitely did the whole 90s grungy thing, which is not that friendly for romantics. So kudos to her for looking even better as time goes on. So let's look at this outfit and why it works for her. Construction sounds. Romantics need to emphasize the round curvatures of their body, the gentle flow. It's very effervescent, gentle, sloping, rounded, curved, delicate. It's very whimsical at times. And this has all those wonderful elements. You have a gentle waist emphasis. You have those nice, delicate pleats, flowing fabric. You really get to see the roundness of her arms and her shoulders in this dress, and of her chest as well. It's not a very solid outfit. It's not restrictive and it's not overly geometrical. It's not super tailored. It is very relaxed and flowing, and it has those beautiful romantic details with the flowers and those gentle but rich colors. And you also have this very beautiful shade of a gentle white. It's not like a stark white. It's a nice shimmery pearl. And her hair looks great. It's pulled back loosely, relaxed. You can't really see her eye makeup, but I'm sure that it has some sort of watercolor-like effect. With romantics, you can wear bright shades on your lips. You just have to make sure that it's balanced and it's not an aggressively bright shade or aggressively lined where you just have to make such a solid outline of your mouth. Go more gentle. So this is a really lovely romantic look. So here, I just want to talk about what works and what doesn't work before we get into more amazing looks, just to kind of calibrate us. Romantic doesn't look good with overly poofy hair where it's a little wild. That looks better on theatrical romantic sometimes or naturals. So here her hair is a little wild. It doesn't have that loose, carefree, gentle sloping wave. It has more of that grungy rock and roll kind of wave that looks great on naturals or maybe a flamboyant green. On the makeup, it's like a gentle shading, but it's an aggressive color, which can throw the romantics features off balance, and you don't get to see their delicate curving features. You have really romantic friendly sloping circular shoulders on this one, as well as the neckline and the collar, and you do get to see the curvature of her body with her t-shirt or tank top. For most romantic looks, this might be a bit too form-fitting, and it doesn't have that movement and that flow that looks just so much better. But if you pair this with a nice fancy skirt, I'm sure it would have a more romantic vibe. So that's just a reminder, you can turn things that aren't obviously your type into an outfit that has the overall essence of what you're going for. Alright, so here, this is the hair that's just so wonderful in romantics. It's soft, it's luscious, it's light, it's effervescent, it's thick, but it's not heavy. There's a lot of beautiful shimmery highlights to it. She looks like she just came out of a Botticelli painting, which is a very romantic Aphrodite, or is it Venus? Venus. Her makeup here is very romantic friendly. It's like a watercolor like application. It's very gentle, translucent, fresh, dewy. You have these very romantic floral prints on her silky looking blouse. This is very romantic friendly. The only thing I would do is maybe lessen the ombre. I feel like romantics look better in something even more effervescent and light and shimmering. And then maybe change the black on the shirt to something a bit more peachy. But it's a great look. Alright. So here, I just want to go over the dress. First, very romantic friendly. You really see how round and lush and curvaceous she is. Romantics don't have to be like ridiculously curvaceous to look rounded. It's more of a soft sloping curvature. It's not like an aggressive hourglass necessarily. It's a very soft, fleshy, plump shape. There's definite shape to it, it's there's a whole path of curves that the eye follows when you look at a romantic's overall appearance, and it's more gentle. So here you can really see it. It's a good fabric. It's flowing. It drapes well. You have waist emphasis. It's an intricate belt, which works really great for romantics. The only thing here is that her hair is a bit aggressive, and it doesn't have that carefree, luscious, flowing sentiment as the one before. It has more of the carefree, wild kind of thing going on, and her makeup is it's a little aggressive here with a very bright, dark lipstick that's very solid, and like the brows do look a bit more aggressive here. Romantics need to think gentle sweeps of color that don't necessarily depend on too much solid contrast and structure. Some types need a lot of structure and contrast, and the romantic doesn't. The beauty is in how blended and gentle and sloping everything is. It's like a nice gradient. So here we have very cute young Drew Barrymore. This is the kind of hair color that looks beautiful on her. It really makes her pop, makes her look very lush, fresh, dewy. Her makeup is very gentle. It has just that little tinge of color. She has some interesting elements going on, but it's from the 90s, so that's going to be a no-brainer. The blouse is very romantic friendly. It's like that lush, shimmery outfit that really highlights the curves of her body. But I really want to go over this hair color because it really just makes her kind of pop off the screen. It gives her a sort of illumination. And here we have a totally different hair color, but it also works. And it could be, you know, because of the whole look and because of the lighting, but here it works because it still looks very luminous. Romantics need to be careful when they go really solid color. There has to be highlights and lowlights that aren't chunky, but they're just like shimmers all throughout, and they really like brighten up and lighten up the whole look. The makeup here is a bit more bold, but it still works. There's that shimmery watercolor effect that looks great on Romantics. And let me pause, plug in my battery. All right, thanks for that. It has that very lush watercolor shimmery effect. It's kind of like mermaidy, and it's not overly done. It's not like a very solid, aggressive cat eye that can really overpower the romantic. It's blended. We have really, really lovely details on this dress. It has that nice, very romantic friendly gradient of color that really helps your eye. Gentle. It's path. When you look at a gradient, it's not like black white. It's like white, gray, black. It's gentle. And you really get that there. You have very intricate little details all throughout the dress, the sleeves. Very romantic friendly, even though it's a totally different color palette. Works on the same person. You just have to find that nice place where you can go dark or go light. There has to be that gradient to keep in mind. Yeah, I love this look so much. It's so simple, but it's so effective on a romantic. You have that hair that's pulled back gently, and you can still see the shimmery hair, how smooth and silky and luscious it is, and it's effortless. And then you have the watercolor makeup application. It's just so romantic. It's so dewy and light, and she looks like a little fairy or maiden that you just want to like follow into the meadow or something like that. Here again, she looks like she just came out of a Botticelli painting. This is very romantic. You have the lushness, the roundness of her features just pops so much in this picture. If you really, really take a look at her face, there's not a sharp line in sight. If you trace your eyes from the tips of her eyebrows to her nose to her mouth, everything is gentle, it's sloping, it's lush, everything takes on a curved path. It's very, very yin. And then her hair is not as neat as her other really wonderful romantic hair looks, but it does have that face framing lusciousness to it without being too messy and wild, like a soft, natural kind of wavy. And you really get to see how delicate and lush her body is. Her chest is very accentuated here. It's a nice fabric. It's just a beautiful romantic look, and it's so specific to the romantic type, this kind of Botticelli-like beauty. Here again, a more modern version of her look on the previous slide. It's more bright, it's more springy, but it still has the same sentiment. Gentle watercolor-like application of makeup. The hair is silky, luscious, shimmering. She just looks very effervescent. The bare, gentle, sloping shoulders are accentuated. Cute little white pearl earrings that just really allude to the roundness of a romantic. It's a round, shimmering, delicate pearl. Here, just another romantic look. You really see that gentle, sloping figure. It's not overly structured or tight. There's a lot of playfulness to it. There's like butterflies and flowers on it. And her hair is, again, a different color. And it's a bold red, but it's still gentle. It's still shimmering. It's not heavy. It's not overly saturated. And again, another hair color, but it works. This is more like an autumny romantic look. But again, even though it's a very bright shade, it's gentle and it's shimmering and it's multi-dimensional. There's layers of different tones, of different highlights and lowlights to her hair and to her shimmering makeup. And it's light enough that her gentle curvature and that dewiness comes through. And this is a very lovely accent for romantic. The very delicate, intricate neckline or necklaces that really draw the attention to the lushness of the face, and these beautiful gold, white, jewelry, slightly muted tones really brings her eyes out as well. I wanted to bring this up because this is a good way for romantics to do casual shirt. I know it's kind of hard for romantics to think of casual outfits sometimes, because when you think romantic, you think like dresses and like something a bit more ornate. But here's a very relaxed outfit. This t-shirt is very romantic friendly because you have the curved neckline and then the sleeves have a little something interesting and delicate to it, so it doesn't look too solid, too bare, too casual. And you can always dress it up with like a little necklace or a larger necklace in this case, and just have fun with the bottoms, skirts, or like a nice flowing pair of pants that really hit your waist, and embrace it without trying to cinch it in too much. Alright, sorry about that. This one is another example of a really good romantic friendly casual look. And her waist isn't emphasized here, but that's fine because you still have that flowing silhouette. You know, the shirt has these beautiful details and it's gentle, it's sloping, and then it flows gently into the bottoms, which are also flowing and gentle. So if you're romantic, this is a great picture for trying to come up with more casual t-shirt and jeans kind of looks. You can pull them off. So I want to, it doesn't work now, that's why I had this one in the wrong one. So let's just look at this real quick. So this is just so much saturation and contrast and solidity here. If you really just take a look between, say, this, so light, so effervescent, and this, so heavy. It's as if she's wearing an oil slick, you know? She doesn't shine in this outfit. It really weighs her down. You can't see her light. You can't see her delicate features. You don't get any of that dewiness or lushness. So let's go into more of what doesn't work for the romantic. Things that are just too heavy and no fun. This look works great on like naturals or like classics, but on a romantic, someone who's so yin, it just doesn't look fun at all, and it looks heavy and it looks way down, and there's just too much like color blocking of very solid shades, and there's no flow to it. It's too structured. Even the bag is too structured. Here we have, it's too heavy as well, and the fabrics do not help the romantic, neither does the waist placement. It's constricting her, and it's not an outfit that really has the spirit of lushness and, you know, lightness. It's very heavy on her, even though if you put this on like a dramatic classic, it would look light. And if you put this on Zoe Saldana, who's a dramatic classic, it would look a lot more agile and translucent. But on Drew, it just it just looks heavy and it doesn't highlight any of her good features. Here, the hair is great, but I just wanted to go over the makeup. Even though this is light makeup, there's not a lot, when you just do too much contrast, it really washes out the romantics features. Like, the lip is just a bit too red and it's not in the right shade, especially with the flower that's just so delicate and dewy. It looks wrong. And then you have the eyes that are really like lined, and you can really see it. Here, the hair, it's too structured, it's too geometric. You just have this like flat segment of hair that's just pushed against her, and it's just line and then a line, and that doesn't look good against rounded shapes. So avoid that. Here I wanted to go over the hair mostly. When you're romantic, you just gotta let it be light and flowing, and it can't be flat and it can't be shapeless. You gotta take care of your hair. It has to be a shape, and this one is just a bit too casual, too shapeless on her. Again, it's heavy on her, even though on another type it would be a little light. You have an unstructured shirt, but with very structured elements that just pinch her off at the neck and at the wrist. And it's like a medium heavy fabric, so you don't get any of that like flowing lightness to it. And then you get like a very assertive color block, and there's just no flow to it. It just hides all of her nice curves. It doesn't embrace her. Here again, too geometric, too harsh on the color block, too much structure. It's just trying to put a round circle into a rectangle. It's not going to work. Here's something that's debatable. I think some elements are very romantic friendly, but overall it's just a bit too heavy and aggressive for me. Though the print of the blouse is wonderful and romantic, the cut, especially with the heavy skirt, it just doesn't really do her any favors. It doesn't really show off her nice curvature, soft body. It just kind of hides it. And it tries to create structure where there's no linear structure. Okay, last one. Romantics, please don't get like crazy bangs. Usually it just hides your beauty. You need gentle bangs, gentle wispy bangs if you're gonna get bangs. And then don't have like crazy contrasted makeup that washes out your features and doesn't help the eye really identify those beautiful, lush, rounded paths of your look. So that was my video on a romantic that's not Marilyn Monroe. I hope that was helpful. There's so much to talk about. Talking about one person, it's a good stepping stone, but then you have to get into why certain outfits work, and you get into a huge path of questions. And after I do one video each type, I will go further in depth into that, because there's just so much to really talk about. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Feel free to ask questions and give suggestions on next videos, because I don't want to be doing videos that no one wants to see, or videos that everyone has already talked about. So let me know. Check out my services below, and make sure you email me before buying anything, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.